So Florida's government just rejected an AP African American Studies course in its high schools. And you know what? This reminds me of something that white slave owners did back in the 1800s. So I'll make the explicit connection at the end of the story, but just know that 3 years after the Haitian Revolution, British missionaries would take out portions of the Bible before teaching them to enslave people. Copies of these slave Bibles, as they're called, don't have the story of Moses leading the Israelites to freedom, and they take out the quote where he tells Pharaoh, "Let my people go." But they do have passages from the New Testament, like in Ephesians, where it says, "Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters." This was done to confine the school of thought and the consciousness of enslaved Africans to make them easier to subjugate. Recently, conservatives have conspired to take out ideas, perspectives, and even factual history from the education system unless they neatly align with narratives of white supremacist indoctrination that have grounded U.S. curriculums for centuries. Ideas like manifest destiny and the glorification of genocidal enslavers like Christopher Columbus, who Governor Ron DeSantis said exemplified heroism. At the same time, they conspired to omit learning about tragedies like the Rosewood Massacre, an attack on a black neighborhood and a similar kind to the Tulsa Race Massacre that happened in Florida and was covered up for nearly 60 years. And I use the word conspire very purposefully. Even the guy behind the anti-critical race theory movement, Christopher Rufo, had this to say. The goal is to have the public read something crazy in the newspaper and immediately think critical race theory. We have decodified the term and will recodify it to annex the entire range of cultural constructions that are unpopular with Americans. In the words of Kimberly Crenshaw, a leading scholar behind the actual framework of critical race theory, reform itself creates its own backlash. This is a post-George Floyd backlash. In times of black advancement, the worst people come up with the most insidious schemes to try to confine what we know and control what we think. Carter G. Woodson, the inventor of Black History Month, best put it when he said, "If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action." Tag your favorite Black History creators or Black History resources in the comments below to make sure that you and your community do not fall under this control. And follow for more.